afternoon, day. It's been a beautiful, wonderful day, and hey, I hope your day has been as good as mine. I have been working like a demon all day long, just like the man on the chain gang. You remember that song? That's the sound of the man working on the chain gang. All day long, you know they work so hard, working till the sun's going down. So I've been working like the man on the chain. But you know, you feel good after you put in a good hard day's work and you accomplish a little something, or you feel like you've accomplished something. And so you just kind of say, if I could accomplish just a little bit, if I could accomplish something, if something got done because of me that would not have been done. So I'm feeling pretty good. Plus I got a wonderful evening planned. I got to go out to Burr Ridge and to an event and spend some time talking with a group of physicians. And so I'm excited about that. And of course, tomorrow I've got my big old party going on that I am celebrating 50 years of having been married. And so I'm proud of the fact that I'm doing that. I'm going to do it at a black-owned establishment in the upper room at the New Zion City Church. It's their banquet hall. And people there who will make some money will be African American, black people who will get the little money that I'm going to be spending. They'll be able to add it to whatever they've got. You know, I just don't believe that you can lead where you don't go. And I don't believe you can teach what you don't know. And so I hear people always moaning and groaning about what does not exist in the black community and what black people don't have and can't do. But then they invite me to these things downtown on Michigan Avenue, and they invite me to these establishments where I go to dinners and stuff. Don't see a single African American or person of color working there at all. And so how do you expect to have economic development if we don't conserve and keep some of whatever our resources are in the communities where we live and work? So yeah, you may have to put up with a little inconvenience. You may have to suffer a little bit. You may have to do something that's a little different. But if you don't do that, then you don't expect things to change. And so, yeah, I'm pretty excited about things. I know that we've got a caller on the line, but our number is 312-738-1060, and we're going to go right to the telephone and take our caller. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, how you doing, Congressman Davis?
I am doing fine, James. How are you?
Okay. Now, I've just been quiet about Donald Trump, and then God got the last word on everything. And I'm just waiting until y'all handle with God's help.
Well,
About Donald Trump.
Yeah, I practice what I call Christianity, and I believe in God, and I believe that God has all power, and that God holds the universe in his hands. And I also believe that God does his part, and we have to do our part. And so in the end, God sets the stage for us to be influential, to be impactful. And, you know, my father is rich in houses and land. He holds the wealth of the world in his hands because we're children of the King. And so I agree with you. Everything is in the hands of the Lord. But we can decide what happens with the presidency. All right. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate the call. And keep listening, keep watching, and keep voting, because that also will help determine what happens to Donald Trump. All right, we'll take the next caller. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am, Congressman. I wanted to ask you, will there be any federal meetings regarding the Great Lakes maritime concerning tourism and the height of the Great Lakes as far as the height of Lake Michigan in particular?
Yeah, I'm sure that there are. As a matter of fact, I just saw Captain Mark Stevens as I was coming in. He was going out. And we are probably going to talk about creating some of those opportunities as soon as we can. Of course, I will be meeting with different people all day Monday. Monday is Veterans Day, and I'm going to still be in Chicago. And I have a meeting at 8:30 Monday morning with the West Side Black elected officials, and we will be talking about everything under the sun. We will have the director or the commissioner of planning for the city of Chicago, and so we'll be talking about how do we redevelop and revitalize areas. But yes, we will be looking at the Great Lakes and things that are happening there. But I must tell you, I don't spend as much time with issues involving the Great Lakes as I would like to, because there are so many other things to be engaged in and to be involved with. Unemployment, housing, child welfare, health, crime, environmental protection, environmental controls, transportation. So you deal with all of it. And so we'll deal with the Great Lakes to the best of our ability to do so. But the answer is yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, and we appreciate your call. There are a lot of things going on. Impeachment, of course, is on the table. And it's hard for people to talk about anything the government does without talking about what's happening with law enforcement in the city of Chicago. We know that the superintendent of police has retired, and we're going to have, I think the mayor announced an interim police chief, the former chief of police in Los Angeles, California, will be on an interim basis in charge of the Chicago Police Department. And then we'll try to get a permanent. I'm going to be very honest. I favor somebody from within to move up to become the superintendent of police. And I understand this whole business about going outside or staying inside, and from a management perspective, and I must confess that I do understand some of that. As a matter of fact, I've studied it. I've earned 3 college degrees, a bachelor's degree in history and government with a minor in education, a master's degree in psychology with a focus on school guidance, and a doctorate's degree in healthcare organization. And much of that study related to management principles and practices, related to organization development, related to personality understandings, related to a lot of things. And based upon what I know and what I've experienced, I would rather have somebody come in who has been a part and work their way up. You start off as a patrolman, and you can work your way up. And I'd like to see some of those men and women who are currently there move up to the top. I believe that they would have as much chance of developing a top flight police department, of changing the culture of it. They know each other, they know people, they know the community. It's going to take a new person a certain period of time to really learn and understand the culture of the environment. Obviously, I won't be the one making the decision. The mayor will be making the decision. She ran for mayor, got elected, and so the responsibility is hers. I hope that she will select somebody from within as opposed to going outside and bringing in somebody new. If you have an opinion about that and would like to share it, please give us a call at 312-738-1060. Well, the other big news, of course, is the impeachment process. And it seems to me, and of course you understand that impeachment in this instance only means to bring to trial. It's part of a process. The House can impeach a president and bring to trial charges that will go to the Senate. And if the Senate uphold those charges, then and decide that the president is guilty, then they make the decision as to whether or not the president goes or comes, stays or goes, remains or gets out. So if you've got any thought or idea about that, give us a call at 312-738-1060. We'll go right to the phone and take our caller. Caller, are you there?
Yes, Congressman, and it's a great day to be on God's green earth. Listen, we learned a lesson some time ago with McCarthy. So why we will go outside and bring something in? Let's do it inside. That's the best way. People know the system, know Chicago. I think that's the best way. Listen, I don't want to talk too long, but it's always good to talk to you, speak to you. You don't hear from me. Don't mean I'm not listening.
All
I'm
right.
listening to your show. So let me get out there and hear your response.
Let me
And
tell you,
thank
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And you know, there are people, though, who take the other position. They say that there's so much corruption. There has been the code of silence. People don't like to squeal on each other. They won't do this and they won't do that. I think that there are men and women, women and men in every walk of life who want to do the very best that they can,
there you go.
who go into a profession to not protect anybody other than the citizenry, who want to go out of office with the highest level of respect. And I think that there are some of those people everywhere you look. There are people
You know
like
what?
that.
Yes, see, people always complain about people not doing what they're doing. Nobody ever say you're doing a good job. So maybe we need to just shut up, let them do their jobs, and then judge later. And who are we to judge? Because one thing for sure, if somebody came in at my door, oh God, I'm going to dial 911. So I know I need them. So let's just do the right thing. That's all. Listen, Congressman, I've been talking all day, so please let me get out there.
All right.
And thanks for taking the call.
Thank you so very much. And to all of our viewers, the number is 312-738-1060. I went to the eye doctor today, and I'm so glad I can read these numbers and so forth. I went and, he put some stuff in my eye, and looks like it's already helped. I can read these numbers and everything, and so I don't know if they've gotten larger. But check your health. If you've got any kind of issue, check it out and try and make sure. He says, I got to come back. And but my physician, regular guy, was thinking that I may have been moving towards glaucoma. And he says, no, you don't have glaucoma. But you do have a little condition that needs to get corrected. And so I'm going to have to go back and get that corrected. I'm not excited about it because, anytime you start messing with the parts of your body, you get a little concerned and all. But, if you've got faith, and I do have faith, I have faith in our medical establishment. I have faith in the people who provide the health care where I get mine. And so I got faith, and we'll go right to the phone. Caller, are you there?
Good evening, Dr. Davis, U.S. Representative, 7th District. Dr. Davis, my daughter is a Chicago police officer now.
Oh, okay.
And my opinion of the police have always been consistent. A lot of times when I be out there in public, maybe you ever heard it, I've heard it many times. People say, F the police, shoot the police, all this kind of stuff. And I want to ask this question to other people out there as well. Now, you don't like the police. Now, if we don't have the police, we will have chaos. Now, tell me, what type of system will you put in place to protect people from chaos? People that, because somebody is stronger than you and bigger than you, they think they have the right to do things. Now, That's my question to people out there. Next time you say F the police or something like that, I really want you to think, when something happens and you need some type of assistance, who you going to call? That's all I want to say.
All right. Well, I think you make a valid point, but I'll also say that, we want law enforcement to serve and protect. And I agree with those folks who suggest that in many instances, law enforcement have used their systems to contain, and that is to contain and constrain. And I also agree that, this country has not been fair to all of its citizenry, and it certainly has not been fair to those of us whose ancestors were brought here from Africa in chains, black, and we're studied trying to reach a level of fairness where we can feel that we are receiving equal protection under the law, and where we are experiencing fairness in all of our judicial processes. And I'd be the first one to say that that has not been the total history of the United States of America. But we are becoming, and what our country becomes begins with each one of us. I want to give law enforcement all the respect that they are due, but I don't want them to abuse and misuse and mistreat me. I don't want them to abuse, mistreat other people like me. I want them to treat our young people with dignity and respect. And so we have to give and receive. My mother taught us a poem, and I think of her because I got a lot of relatives in town who've come for this wedding anniversary and things like that. And so naturally I think of our heritage and think of where we came from, and I think of my parents and how they struggled to provide opportunity for their children, hoping that they were going to have a better life than what they had, more opportunity. And so I'm wrapping up, but I'll close with this little poem that my mother taught us. She said, I have to live with myself and so. I want to be fit for myself to know. I want to be able, as the days go by, always to look myself straight in the eye. I cannot hide myself from me. I know what others may never know, and I see what others may never see. I don't want on a closet shelf a lot of secrets about myself, and to fool myself as I come and go into thinking that nobody else will know the kind of man that I really am. I don't want to dress myself up in a sham. I want to go about with my head erect. I want to deserve all men's respect. But here in the struggle for fame and pelf, I want to be able to like myself. I cannot hide myself from me. I see what others may never see. But above all, I always want to be self-respecting and conscience-free. If it is to be, let it start with me, and that means you. We'll see you next week.